in the water. Disturbing endocrine disruptor, and this is something we should all be looking at, is atrazine.
What is atrazine?
It's in the water. It's a pesticide. But they took atrazine and they put it in a tank with 40 frogs. They put it below the exposure levels that EPA considers acceptable to humans. They were all male frogs, and 30 of those frogs were chemically castrated. 4 of them turned into females and produce fertile eggs.
Report toxic herbicide found in many Texans' drinking water. That's from 2018, November 20th.
And we're subjecting our children to exposure to that every day. What does this do to sexual development in children? Nobody knows.
Listen, that last video that I just shared on my story with Robert Kennedy Jr. talking about what's it called? Atrazine that they're putting in the water. That shit's real. Alex Jones was speaking about that a long time ago, making a big old fit on his channel about how they're turning the frogs gay. They're turning the frogs gay. They're putting chemicals in the water and they're turning the frogs gay. Who remembers that? You know, and now on the Joe Rogan show, we have Robert Kennedy Jr. saying the same thing, confirming what Alex Jones was saying years prior. For y'all that don't know, in 2018, and you see in that video, he's talking about 2018. In 2018, I had a brain tumor right here on my pituitary gland. So I had a brain tumor right here on my pituitary gland, okay? And what's suddenly been happening over the last several years with people's sexuality and identities and transgenderism and things like that. A lot of confusion, a lot of things going on, especially with the little children's, okay? So my pituitary tumor that I had was hijacking my entire endocrine system. Okay, my body was shutting down. I was literally going through an involuntary sex change within my body because of the tumor that was hijacking my endocrine system and my pituitary gland, my hypothalamus, my adrenals. Everything was shutting down and changing the way it operates. My body was fucking changing, okay? I went from a 215-pound super cut buff-ass fucking dude to all flabby and like man boobs growing really big. Okay, I was going through a lot of weird fucking things before I knew that this brain tumor was there. It had been there for a number of times, changing my body, moving me through a lot of weird things. I had a fucking stroke, okay? And I was going through a lot of fucking weird things until finally I had the MRI with that revealed not just one brain tumor, 2 brain tumors, okay? And did some blood work. And what happened? What was one of the main things that this tumor was doing? It stopped the production of my testosterone. It stopped it. My testosterone levels were very low, okay? And my prolactin, which is a feminine type hormone. There's prolactins in with everybody, but prolactin's only supposed to increase if you're a woman body that has given birth and you need to create milk to lactate to feed your baby. My levels of prolactin were so fucking high. The way my doctors described it to me is that they only see numbers like that in severe cases of postpartum depression. You know what postpartum depression is? It's being all weird and fucked up with your hormones because you just gave birth to a child. As a woman, I'm a man in a man's body. So, I went through a lot of weird fucking things for a number of years, okay? And I had that stroke back in 2016, and my doctors wouldn't give me an MRI until 2018, and they tried to misdiagnose me as bipolar and possibly traumatic brain injuries because of getting hit by cars. Without a single test, without a single draw of my blood or an MRI after a stroke, okay? And I wouldn't give up. I was like, you know what? I don't agree with this diagnosis. Something don't fit right with this. And I had to work really hard to maintain my integrity of self and be like, no, this is what? Because then now I'm on these medications. I was on these antipsychotic medications, all sorts of shit being misdiagnosed. And I was like, no, this ain't right. You know, I was like going through so much fucking trials and tribulations within this vessel, within this self, and how I felt and identified with myself, all right? Okay, when I got the MRI, it was like, okay, so imagine how my life would have been if I continued being misdiagnosed. If this tumor in my brain was continuing to hijack my entire endocrine systems, completely shutting down my ability to produce testosterone, and just being all high on this female hormone. What's happening to everybody else? Okay, they're saying they're putting this shit in the water. In the water. They put this in the water, tested it on frogs, and it chemically changed male frogs into female frogs. All right? Alex Jones was saying this, sounding fucking crazy. We just heard Robert FK Jr. fucking just say this. All right? And here you have my own story telling you I was chugging down Oregon tap water. Glug, 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 glug. Chugging it down. Oregon tap water and California tap water, you know. And now I live in my own fucking property where our water comes from the ground. We have our own fucking well water. And I'm never going to drink any fucking weird, sketchy ass water that I don't know where it's coming from. I'm going to do my best to not. Sometimes I drink water at the restaurants, you know, but I'm going to do my fucking best to not fuck around. So, you know, there you have it. There you heard it. You know, we just seen, you know, and it's funny because right before I shared the video with Robert Kennedy Jr. on the Joe Rogan show, I just shared a video of Alex Jones right before that on this story that you're watching right now. So that's a beautiful synchronicity right there. But yeah, you guys, like, isn't this crazy? Like, this is the world we live in right now. They're knowingly putting these chemicals in the water. Why? And now we have this like sudden weird transgender movement happening where all kinds of people are fucktarded confused. You know, I'm not saying that every transgender person is fucking confused. I do believe that there are authentic, real people who are trans. So I don't want to, you know, exclude them out and act like that's not a real thing. But there's a fucking agenda going on. That's what I'm saying. There's a fucking agenda going on. And anyways, all right, I'm done fucking ranting. Gotta take a piss. Peace, y'all. Oh, and just to let you know, tumor's gone. I healed it myself. You know, I was on medications for a while, but I was like, you know what? Fuck. I see it now. I see what the fuck is going on, you fucking demons. I'm gonna go heal myself, live in a van, travel the country, hug some goddamn trees, and swim in the river. 6 months later, went to have another MRI, told the doctor I fucking quit the meds because fuck you. And she was like, you quit the meds? Dude, we need to see if it's grown back at all. Nope. Gone. Get out of here, energies, fucking demons. Anyways, testosterone levels doing good. I'm doing good. I'm building myself, getting my strength back, dropping the weight, and, you know, fuck, rebuild here. Another thing I want to add that I just fucking hit me. So, you know, when I was going through that shit, I actually was working at a nonprofit that Robert Kennedy Jr. founded. He started the Columbia Riverkeeper, and I was a water protector working as a community organizer protecting the water. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he formed the Waterkeeper Alliance, which is one of the world's biggest nonprofit organization that works to support other smaller nonprofits to protect the integrity of their water in remote places all around the world. So I'm realizing that I have a profound connection to all this that's happening, and I'm sharing my story with you guys now because this is real, you guys. This is the world we're living in right now. Also, it's 420, so I'm gonna smoke a ball. And if you're watching this, if it's 420 or not, smoke a ball too, because you know what? Why not? Isn't that right, Allison?
Right.
Orderly.
I'm supposed to.
No, okay. Now, after 420, smoked the bowl, kicking it with Allison, my mother, and yeah. So, why would we want to do this and as a result feminize men, the masculine energy. Well, if we got a country full of men that are gender confused and acting like little sissy females out here, that just makes it that much more easier to take over the place, right? I don't know, just theorizing here.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. Won't you fight for your life? Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. I don't like a frogs. Gay. Friggin' frogs. Frogs. Friggin' frog crap. Won't you fight the frogs? It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you.